Where's Deontay? Deontay's not coming. His fight's off.
Yes, Deontay's fight is off. Unfortunately, he's not here today. It's unfortunate that his fight is off, but we're gonna be there hopefully sometime soon.
Uh-oh. Saved by the bell. What happened?
I think somebody's torn.
How's he feeling about it all? Is he like...
I mean, he's pissed off. I mean, what can you do? You've trained so hard, blood, sweat, and tears, and then, for someone to have COVID, and Deontay's fight with torn biceps, broken fingers, burns on his arms, and he still fought. So I just feel like, with COVID, when you have 16 days to the fight, he should still be able to fight and make it happen.
Do you think that maybe he's making an excuse? Do you, like...
Absolutely. I don't think that he's ready. I think he's buying time, and I just feel like he feels Deontay is at the best looking wise. I've seen him in camp. He looks great. His head movement's amazing. His defense is amazing. So I just feel that Fury's buying time.
Oh, and until when? When do you think the fight might happen? Like September, October?
I don't know. They say sometime in October, but who knows?
And Deontay's going to just keep training every day and keep going until...
Yeah, he's motivated more than ever.
He won't take like a different opponent in the meantime?
Absolutely not. Deontay's mine. He eats, sleeps, lives Tyson Fury. So he's ready for Tyson.
Why didn't Tyson get both of his shots done earlier like Deontay did?
I just feel like he was very careless and he didn't do what he was supposed to do. What we were told he did, he didn't do. So
yeah,
it's just unfortunate.
And do you believe that he has COVID right now, or?
You know what? I don't believe anything that he says, so I don't believe anything that he says.
Yeah, I mean.
And that's that.
What's good, family? Smash the like button and subscribe. So, we just heard there from Deontay Wilder's wifey thing. Now, from what I'm hearing from my mole inside the Deontay Wilder camp, is that they saw the YB's videos, and this has basically prompted this reaction. Now, what do we know? The YB, in the last few days, put a video out exposing the fact that Deontay Wilder has remained silent on this Tyson scary pull-out gate. Yeah? Because what we do know is, Tyson Fury's got 7 kids. He ain't pulling out for nothing. And now, all of a sudden, you want me to believe Fury's suddenly pulling out? I don't believe it. Yeah? And on that basis, Fury pulled out for the first time in his life, no doubt. Like I said, 7. We've got the receipts, Fury. Yeah, 7 kids say you ain't pulling out for not even. You know what I mean? 7 kids says you ain't never pulling out, not even a little bit. For love nor money, are you pulling out? Yeah, you stay skeeting all the way in. Now, having said that, Deontay Wilder has been silent. He ain't said nothing, and I exposed the fact that Wilder has been talking the most about all these different conspiracies. The one time we got actual proof, for example, Tyson Fury, people taking pictures of him in the casino and whatnot, despite being positive. How can you be positive and all partying and all out and about taking pictures? It didn't make no sense. So despite all the evidence, Deontay Wilder's remained 100% silent. Deontay Wilder in the last 10 days since Fury came out and pulled out for the first time in his life. Yeah, ever since Tyson Fury pulled out for the first time in his life 10 days ago, Deontay Wilder has made no statement, no Instagram post, no Twitter, nothing. Let's not forget, over the last year, Wilder has stayed doing the most. We've heard it all. Oh man, the Bible says that a debt must be paid 2 times. Silence is golden. Now, people say, what? But YB Wilder's being quiet. Listen, Wilder's only quiet when it takes his fancy. And besides, never mind Wilder. What about Motormouth Malik Scott? What about Malik Motormouth Scott? Where's he been for 10 days? He don't stop talking. He does the most. Yeah, Malik stays doing the most. So don't tell me about YB. Yeah. This is clearly some collusion going on, and that's why I exposed. The YB was the first man to expose, because most people got carried away with this whole, oh yeah, well Wilder, because I can't lie to you, man. I've changed up on Wilder recently, in as much as, for me, it used to go AJ number 1, Fury number 2, and Wilder was the bottom. But now, because of Fury pulling out, Fury's the bottom. So I've given Wilder a bit of a reprieve. However, The fact that all of this information came out, I mean, even Wilder's fangirl dons were banging the drum. Wilder's been silent. So like I said, I was the first man. Everyone else has been getting carried away, giving Wilder respect, relatively to Fury. And so have I. But I draw the line at this collusion. The YB's now proven, evidentially, the YB's proven Fury and Wilder are colluding. Silence is proof of collusion. Simple as that. Now, I put the video out. I put the evidentiary video out, detailing all the evidence that shows Wilder and Fury are colluding in terms of this July 24th rescheduling. And when that came out, it's not a coincidence, all of a sudden, Deontay Wilder's missus comes out and starts, oh yeah, I don't believe any of it. Where's, I'm being funny here, but where's this video been for the last 10 days? Oops. So wait there, it's not even 10 days, it's more like 11 days. For 11 days, you sat there saying nothing. The YB puts a video out exposing it all and linking Wilder to the conspiracy, and all of a sudden, everyone wants to make a statement now. No, that's not the case. And like I said at the start of the video, the reason I'm doing this video right now is because one of my dons inside Wilder's camp reached out to me a few hours ago and said, listen YB, Deontay Wilder, check this link out. Deontay Wilder's wifey's put a video out in response to your video, because they want to try and, again, typical cover-up thing. Oh no, look, YB's put a video out exposing that we're working with Team Fury. Let's get Wilder's missus out to say, oh, she don't believe any of it. That would have been all well and good 10 days ago. Why wasn't Wilder's missus exposing it 10 days ago? All of the hype's died down now. No one cares now. Broadly, the public, no one cares. This was important 7, 8, 9 days ago. Not now. Just because I've exposed it, it's no good trying to jump on the bandwagon. Oh look, YB's got us. Let's try and play along to go along to get along again. Don't work. Now, people will say things like, YB, why is he using his wife for? Why isn't Wilder come out and say something? Well, there's the catch. Contractually, Wilder and Fury are in a contract together. And I've seen some brief draft copies of the contract. Essentially, the contract says that neither party can do anything to disadvantage the event as a whole, if that makes sense. So, Wilder can't come out and say anything. He's signed the contract, he can't do that. So instead, they've wheeled out Wilder's missus. Yeah? The YB exposes the fact they're working together. Wilder can't come out and say anything. He's locked into the contract. He can't damage the event. But your man's, Wilder's wife hasn't signed no contract, hence she's come out and she's giving it in motor mouth. Same with Mallet Scott. That's why Mallet Scott's been silenced. Think about it for a second. Do you think Mr. Motormouth, he never quiet. He stay talking. All of a sudden, we've given him things to talk about, the pictures, all the evidence of what's gone on, and Motormouth is silent. Do you believe that? No. They've all signed, essentially, what do they call them? What's that? NDA agreements. Non-disclosure agreements and all the others. That's just one level of it. NDA is just the public one. There's about 10 other things in there they sign, which essentially means that they're bound to this event, and they can't do anything to damage the event, joint and severally, no doubt. And that's why Telly's been wheeled out, because they can't. The YB got putting too much pressure on their neck. They've got to listen. There's an old saying. You've got to release the pressure somewhere. Yeah. Because whilst the YB's lean year round, you best believe his quad's too thick, his hamstrings too thick, his glutes too thick, which means with my foot on your neck, yeah, trust me, you're going through it. Trust me, the pressure's bigly. Trust me, you're going to need to let the pressure up, and that's where Deontay Wilder's missus comes in. She comes into it to kind of try and take the pressure off their neck, but unfortunately, I've got people in the camp. I already knew they were going to wheel you out. What is it with this shilling? Yeah? Well, I'll tell you a lie. I've answered my own question. We know what the shilling is. The shilling is a response to being exposed. Every time. Do you think it's a coincidence? Every time the YB exposes something, look, we got a video solution. The YB drops the pictures of Fury out kissing babies despite having C-19. Next thing you know, they wheel out the they wheel out, what's his name? What's that shiller's name? Who, Lance Pugmire or Mike Coppinger. They wheel him out to say, oh no, look, he tested negative today successfully. You think that's a coincidence? Oh look, YB exposes Wilder and Fury working together. Oh look, Deontay Wilder's wife's come out calling all the BS out. Come on, man, get serious. You man are sloppy. Real sloppy. And besides, us fans aren't interested in your wife being wheeled out. We want to hear from Mr. Big Mouth. In fact, tell a lie. When I say Big Mouth, I mean Deontay. Because he's had loads to say. And now all of a sudden there's something to really say something about, and you ain't doing nothing. But again, this all links back. It all links back to the contracts that's been signed. That they can't damage the event, which explains why Wilder never ain't suing no one. You ever wondered that? After all these allegations, there's never been no civil suit. Everything they do is essentially a marketing ploy to increase the event, like the AJ and Fury thing. That AJ and Fury thing, Wilder potentially could have made a claim against that and said whatever. He made no claim. He stayed silent because he knew that was a plan with him and Fury to make their fight bigger. Because what do we know? It's a bait and switch. Oh yeah, look, yeah. Tell you what to do, Fury. Build the AJ fight for 6 months, and we'll swap it out and put us in. Unfortunately, the fans clocked on because of the YB, and no one bought the tickets. Everyone said, "Listen, we've seen the YB's videos. We ain't buying your dead tickets. How about that? You can suck your crap tickets. We ain't going to watch it. The YB's already told us. It's on the radio, no doubt, for free. Yeah." You can keep your tickets, and that's why obviously they're having to reschedule. But it all comes down to the YB end of the day. You man are too slow and you're too sloppy. Yeah, you can keep telly. We don't want to hear from your wife. What is this? Wheeling wives out now. You man are real desperate, ain't you? Real desperate. Just accept it. You get it. And this is what happens, you see, when you tell too many lies. When people lie, it requires exposure. The YB, I've got some built in my genetic code. My genetic code. It compels me to expose BS. I'm sorry, it's the way I was built. Not even a little bit of BS can pass the YB. No doubt.